Good morning, everyone. Well, I have some excellent news. Tomorrow, Full Scale Friday, that's what a reading will look like if you're getting one that's a personal reading to you. The good news is, I just found out I have off tomorrow and Saturday. Bad news is I gotta work Sunday. Not that you guys ever see me on Sundays, but anyway, wanted to bring that up because tomorrow I'll have a little more time with you. Or however much time you need with me, however that works for you. But today, I don't get that much time with you, unfortunately. Woke up a little late, so I'm gonna have to get this ball rolling for you on Traditional Thursday, and we are going traditional. We're going a little old school with my reading, just a bit. And I've got your Viking Oracle, I've got your Runes of the Gods, I've got Uncommon Tarot, Starseed Oracle, and the Spirit Animal Oracle for you today. So, we're using the cards, most of the cards that I used when I first started out, giving a reading just like the ones I used to do. And you get to be here for that. And I thank you for coming. It means a lot to me. You know, I noticed something that the Straight Tarot Tuesday video I did a couple days ago, within its first like 20 minutes had jumped to something like 50 views, and by the time it was done, we're talking Cloud Hub, just Cloud Hub. By the time it was all said and done, it was up over 80, and I was like, wow, okay. Somebody was thirsty for the content. So, and yesterday's rune casting video did not do as well, but still did alright. I haven't checked every platform, obviously. And to be honest, these days, I just kind of post the videos and walk away. I don't sit there checking them obsessively each and every day. That's just not how I do things. And sometimes I don't even get comments until the next morning. Sometimes they come to my phone, sometimes they don't. It just all depends. Mainly because I have to work, so I keep a lot of notifications turned off, that way I don't get bombarded with them. But if you would like a personal reading, I can tell you this much: it's personal, it's private. I will never share what was said in the reading except with you. Also, if you choose to tell anybody what was in the reading, then that is your business. That is 100% solely up to you. So, if you throw me something off the drive-thru RPG or Amazon wishlist, anything $35 and under will get you 2 readings. So 2 questions to be redeemed at any time, and a birthday reading. And that one's thrown in from me for free, just because, well, I don't know, birthday readings are a lot of fun for me. Telling you what to look for in your upcoming year, it's a lot of fun. I like doing that. You never know where it could help, right? Alright, so let's get to the significator and get this bad boy over with. So, Fenrir. I can tell you this much. A lot of people have a lot of anger toward certain things, towards other people. We're all kind of in wolf mode right now. I can tell you from yesterday, there were a lot of people in wolf mode. A lot of anger, a lot of vitriol, that sort of thing. We always kind of want to dunk on the next person who just seems a little idiotic to us. I know, because, well, I'm no better there. And I can tell you one thing: it's time to let go of it. It really is. I had a lot of that during the time I was sick last week. And ladies and gentlemen, when I sick post, the filter's off. You know, the nice guy is out. I might deal a little diplomatically with some people. Others, no. Perhaps sick posting is not a good idea for me, but I was sick, I was laid up, I was bored, I wanted something to do, and that was kind of like the best idea I could come up with. Alright, so not only do we have Fenrir, we also have Loki. So we're going to approach things a little more playfully today. That's how you get rid of all the anger, the frustration, stuff like that. Just approach it a little playfully. You don't have to play tricks. But if it's one thing Loki liked to do, it's to amuse himself, and often at the expense of others. And I'm saying that today is a good day to approach things in a way that you kind of amuse yourself rather than, you know, grumble. I know we have those moments where it's like, oh, I cannot believe we got to do this shit again. But instead, I say take a different route and be like, okay, you want this, or you're going to be a little annoying about this. You know, if something like that is annoying you or whatever, if you're forced to comply with something, malicious compliance is the way to go. Give them exactly what they want, but in a way they may not like it as much. Don't be rude. It's okay. You can kind of play around with it. As a matter of fact, I'll give you an example. There were times when I used to work in a prison, and that's where I learned how to be maliciously compliant. Places like that will teach you things. That's where I got my rather twisted sense of humor. As a matter of fact, one of the things I was taught was, yes, you can absolutely stick your middle finger up at just about anyone and they can't really be mad about it. In fact, you could flip everyone off and no one would be mad about it. How did we do it? Very simple. We would have something like, let's just say this is a pen or a pencil, and we're going through, or we got our keys or something like that, and these fingers here, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pointing and counting. You can't just walk up to somebody and go, but you can go 1, 2, 3. What could they do? You were counting. See what I'm saying? There's a means of getting around everything, making everything look look a certain way, but not. But that's also what Loki represents. Is not everything on the surface is as it appears. You're gonna have to kind of go down to the deeper levels of it. Look past page 1, if you will. All right, so let's go to the tarot real quick. Got a Page of Cups. Got a 7 of Coins. And we got a 4 of Coins. Wow, oh wow. So far what we're looking at is there's a lot that we're holding on to. We are really, doing everything that we can to just sit on something. But with the Page of Cups primarily, this is a little bit about innocence, really. This is like a little bit of an infatuation or a crush. What do we know about crushes? When you have that crush on someone, it's a very innocent kind of infatuation with someone. You look at that person and you think, man, it would be great if I could spend my time with that person. Oh man, that would be awesome, right? I could share this with them, I could share that with them, and you really you get this idealized sort of relationship. And that's what I'm seeing, is this idealized relationship in the Page of Cups. But we also kind of have to put some work in, and sometimes we put in that work and we go, well, I'm looking at it, but was it really worth it? Was this really what I wanted? And the fact is, your work is actually, it's bearing fruit, but sometimes you're looking at it going, maybe I worked a little too hard for this. You're kind of not feeling that, how can I put it? You're not feeling the reward was worth all that you put in. What you're sowing is not what you, or what you reaped is not what you had sown. And it might be time to take a look at what you're holding on to just a little too much. Remember when I said we're holding on to our anger and our frustration right now, but not everything is as it seems? Well, that's exactly what's going on in here in our tarot cards. We're really holding on to we haven't let go of the ideal. We're not getting the ideal out of what we're putting in. Or are we? And that's the question you need to ask. So from there we go into Starseed Oracle, and we're going to have a look here. Okay, so we're going to work a little backwards in this section of the reading, because you do have to remember fate versus destiny. Alright, so going with the Terminator 2 line, there's no fate but what we make for ourselves. That is true. Because even when the Norns show fate, or that outcome that's supposedly set in stone, we all know we are all destined for life to end. Life is not infinite, we know that. But we have a plan. There's a reason that we chose to show up here. And today is the day to put that plan into action. If you believe that you are destined for greatness, it's time for you to start showing it. It's time for you to really put that effort into it and do everything you can from this day on, moving forward, to make that happen. So here's a little something right here. Looks like we have some codependency issues to kind of work on. But you can do that. But you got to have some boundaries set up. Certain things you're willing to do, not willing to do, and why. And those boundaries need to be respected. And here come the construction guys who are going to go upstairs to my former neighbor's apartment. By the way, this beautiful gray rug that you see here, which is one of my favorite things now, came from that place. So, in some cases we need a great severing. I can see this as a personal relationship right now. This does not look like the job. It looks like some kind of relationship you got yourself into. And yesterday was about choosing those kinds of relationships with discernment. And it just occurred to me, we have not even revealed the spirit animal card yet. I apologize, we'll get to that. But right now, the conflict, the anger has to soften. Because the fact of the matter is, you may have actually picked the right person. Right now, you're thinking, did I pick the right people for this? Did I pick the right person for this relationship? Was my crush just that, a crush? Well, maybe not. And now you're going to have to kind of work things out. There's a a little something I came across on Twitter this morning. It said there was a 96. There had been a couple who had been together for something like 75 or 85 years, and they were asked, how do you do it? And they said, well, in our day, when something was broken, you fixed it. Let's go ahead and look at that spirit animal. Sorry we skipped you there. So, pig spirit. So use your brain, but use it wisely. Remember we said yesterday we had masculine and feminine energies. Masculine is about logic and reason, and feminine is about intuition and emotion. You're going to have, if you have those two things balanced, you're going to be just fine. If you don't, if you're overcorrecting one for the other constantly, that's where you're just sitting there. It's what we call hugging walls. Whenever you played a racing game, until you got the controls down, you were slamming against this wall, slamming against that wall with your car on the screen. After a while, you got a good sense of how to control it, and then you were maneuvering on that track rather nicely. You knew when to speed up, you knew when to pull back and shift down, all that good stuff. So, for the runes, we have Nothes, we have Algies, and we have Yera. So we got to focus on what we need right now, and what we need is going to outweigh everything else that we want or desire. Want and desire is one thing. It's always good to strive for that, but take care of what you need, because that's the solid foundation. Your awakening and success is here in Algies. You have that spiritual protection, but you're going to need to ensure that you build the right foundation, or that you have a good foundation to build upon. And then what you have, ultimately, the ultimate outcome here, again, success. So we're moving from endurance to success, and from success into success earned and prosperity. Holding on to what little you think you have, don't get me wrong, can be a great thing, but when you're overprotective of it, there's no room for growth. Yesterday's rune of the day was Ivaz, which is the yew tree. It was about transition, growth, and trustworthiness. You have to be able to build those things. None of that comes automatically. And I can definitely see this in a relationship setting right now. So one of you out there is having serious relationship problems. Guess what? Time to work on them. Quit being codependent. Learn to let go of some of the things that are holding you back. Focus on what you need and you'll get everything you want. That much I promise you. Alright? Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Please, take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, shine on.